Hi guys, welcome back. This is Professor Hank, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about inline functions in C++. Okay, so let's get started. So what are inline functions, right? So inline functions are functions that, if they're standalone functions, you define using the keyword inline, okay? If you make functions or methods that are part of a class, then these are methods that are defined within the class specification itself. Okay, and so by doing this, by making your functions inline, there's a couple of things that happen. Okay, the first thing is that your program could potentially execute faster, because when you make a function or a method inline, what happens is that the compiler will go and find all of the calls to your function in your code and replace that function call with the instructions of the function itself. So in that way, you're no longer making a function call, right? And so you may be saying, well, how's that useful? Or you may be wondering, how's that even useful? Well, whenever you make a function call, there's a lot of overhead that goes into supporting that function call, right? You have to store the return address of the function. You have to assign values to parameters. You have to create a stack frame. There's a whole bunch of stuff that has to go into servicing that function call. Okay, and so that overhead can be really expensive. And so if you eliminate function calls, you eliminate all of the extra time it takes to execute all of that supporting stuff, right? All of that overhead that goes into the function call itself. So that can speed things up quite a bit. The downside is that you're replacing function calls with the instructions of your function, right? So instead of having a function call in, say, main to your function, right? The content of your function replaces the function calls, right? So if you got 4 lines in that function definition, every function call line is now replaced by 4 lines of the function definition itself, so to speak, right? So all of the instructions that make up that function replace the function call. So you end up with more lines of code. You're basically duplicating your code over and over again. At least the compiler is doing that when it gets to the compilation process. Now that being said, making your functions methods inline, it is more like a request, right? The compiler can look at that and go, nah, I think things will be better if I ignore you, right? So it is a request. Okay, it's not an absolute command. But if the compiler accepts it, well then yeah, you could have a program that runs faster at the expense of having an overall bigger executable. All right, so let's take a look at an example program. All right, so I'll show you a few different ways that you can do this. So be by writing a class with an inline method. Right, so I'll just call it class foo. Okay, and we'll make a private variable x, and it'll just, I'll add a setter and a getter here. So void, call it set, right, and we'll call this I guess, and we'll just say this x equals I, right, and then get will return this x. Okay, so these two methods, gotta make them public, that are part of my public interface, these are inline functions or inline methods, because call them methods because they're defined inside a class. So by doing that, we have, I need to make this return type in. By doing that, we have that whole mechanism we just talked about. Okay, so I'll write the code like this. I'll say foo f, and then I'll say f set 5, right, and then I'll do f dot get. Okay, and what happens is is that since these functions, since these methods are short enough, good chance compiler's going to say, oh, I'm going to inline these for you. And so the instructions that go into this function, whatever they're translated to, they replace these calls, right? So these function call instructions are replaced with the instructions within the functions themselves, or that make up the functions themselves. Okay, so that's going to give you a faster program. So that's one way you can define them inline. And that's the default. You don't have to specify the inline keyword when you're defining them inside the class like this. Okay, you can, but it's not required when they're part of the class specification. Okay, now if I wanted to do the prototype thing, okay, then I could go out here and define these guys, foo set in I, this x equals I, and then int foo get const return. I mean, I could just say return x, and not use the I or the this in there. Okay, so I could do this. I could put the inline keyword in front there, and then that would define inline too. So I mean, either way you want to do it, fine. So inlining functions or methods it's great if you have really short functions or methods, and in that way the compiler is more likely going to say, yeah, that does make sense. This is going to be a lot faster, and save you the overhead of executing, those function calls. So that's one way we can do it. Let me just compile it and run it to test it so you can see it. Oops. There you go. So let me show you another way you can do it if you're using standalone functions. Maybe you just have something like int add int x int y, and then you're gonna return x plus y. Well, I can request that the compiler inline that function. Okay, and so now it'll perform that behavior, hopefully, that we requested. Now, does it change your actual source code? No. I mean, this is done at compile time, and so the compiled executable ends up being a different size, and the program will execute faster for your inline functions if the compiler decides to do it. Okay, all right, so that's all I wanted to show you. The inline keyword. I want to talk to you about what inline functions do, what their benefits were, what their drawbacks were. Benefit, potentially faster executing code. Drawback, bigger executable file. And it's a request, not a command. The compiler could look at it and say, yeah, I think it'll be faster even if we do have those, the overhead of the function calls. And it's faster because hopefully the compiler is going to eliminate all of those function calls and just take the instructions that make up the function itself. And so you don't have, the whole creating a stack frame, creating local variables, passing parameter, all that stuff. You don't have it anymore. All right. Okay. So that's everything. Thanks for watching. All right. Well, that's going to bring this video to a close. If you thought the video was useful, please hit that thumbs up button. If you thought the video sucked, well, you've got that thumbs down button as well. If you want to be notified of new content as it becomes available, then you can hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you're a student of mine, have any further questions, feel free to shoot me an email or stop by my office hours. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.